Hello, everyone. Welcome again to another edition of Find Ways to Win. I am your host, Fitzgerald Stevens, and I hope you guys had a very, very good day. If you're alive to listen to my voice, well, that's a great start to indicate you did have a good day. Hope your families are doing well. Hope the work marketplace is going well for you. Your health and everything that pertains to your life is doing nothing but prospering and being successful. I want to talk to you guys about a subject that came to me a little earlier. The title of this message is called Wisdom is the Principal Thing. Wisdom is the principal thing. I first want to start off by defining wisdom. You can find this in various sources that you look upon. That gives definition of words. But one I found is actually pretty darn good. It talks about wisdom. Wisdom, the soundness of actions or decisions with regards to application of experience, knowledge, understanding, and good judgment. Good judgment. In the book of Proverbs, where the title comes from, in the Proverbs 4:7 to be exact, it says that wisdom is the principal thing. I found that interesting. I was talking with a dear friend of mine, John, up in Canada, and was going over this a little bit with him. And it seems like out of all the things the Creator could say, that would be the principal things. Notice what he didn't say. He didn't say love is the principal thing. He didn't say faith is the principal thing. He didn't say belief in this principal things. He didn't say obedience is the principal thing. He didn't say worship or praise, adoration, or all these great virtues, godly virtues. He didn't use that. Yet he says wisdom is the principal thing, and it hit me that wisdom encompasses all of those. You have to have wisdom in order to navigate on this earth, in order to navigate your time on this earth, in order to accomplish the things you wish to accomplish, to reach the goals you wish to reach, to deal with people, to interact with relationships, interact in business, interact in your life. Everything that is about you on this earth has to be given through the lens of wisdom. It is absolutely vital knowing what to do, when to do it, having an understanding, having knowledge, have a degree of timing in retrospect, being able to reflect, being able to telegraph in your mind and see the outcome before it actually takes place, and even while it's taking place, and even to the end of it. We have to know how to navigate on this earth. We see so many of our leaders and who are the worldwide over. They seem to be devoid of this topic. For some reason they don't seem to operate in godly wisdom. For the most part, it's conquering, dominance, taking advantage of people, putting their objectives first over the collective, and it looked like enriching their pockets while destroying the pockets of the people, and it seems like it's been like that since antiquity. And it's so interesting for some people who you would think to have so much education, and many of them do, and so much prestige and so much book learning, so many degrees behind their names, yet they seem to be devoid of this thing. They seem to make decisions that don't seem to be driven by wisdom at all, or it's definitely driven by the wrong type of wisdom. I'll talk about this a little later on in the stream. Wisdom. Hey, what do you do? How do I navigate? How do I have discernment? How do I know that this is the right decision for me? Or how do you know that this is the right decision for you? How do you know the steps to take? How do you know when to take them? How do you know how long to take them? How do you know that you should stay on course with a certain action, or you should abandon that, or even change course? How do you know? How do you know if this project is right for you? If this job is right for you? If this relationship is right for you? How do you know? You must have and operate in wisdom in order to be successful in your life. You will not get the maximum benefit out of your life without it. It is impossible to be fruitful without wisdom. You are going to just simply fail habitually over and over again. And if you start applying wisdom, you're going to start winning over and over again. So that we need to acquire this, but this thing that is so precious that there seems to be such a lack of it, that when you actually find a man that's operating in wisdom, he seems to be like a unicorn, or woman that's operating wisdom, they seem to be like a unicorn. They really, really stand out. Now, why would they stand out so much? Because so many people are not operating in it at all. Okay, wisdom, knowing what to do, understanding how to do it, have the timing, have the experience, and have the intuition, as long as the intellect of this is the course to go. The wisdom that I'm talking about on this manner, it's going to first give your spirit peace, and you must have peace. And if you're making a decision, if you're making you're getting ready to do an action, and peace is not first in your heart about that decision, I suggest you wait, or I suggest you avoid it altogether and go a total different way. I mean, peace is like an umpire in your heart. It's like saying no, don't move this way, don't do this. This is not time for this. This is not for you. I don't care how well it's working out for someone else. This is not for you. And all of us have had that feeling in our lives. Some people call it premonition. Some people call it clairvoyance, or whatever you want to call it. It's your spirit man warning you that there is something awry about this situation. And so, what do you do when you're presented with an opportunity, or you're presented with a relationship, or you're presented with a course that could change your life, financially, spiritually, mentally? What do you do? If you have that restlessness in your spirit, you wait, and you get clearance. Now what are you doing while you're waiting? Well, one of the first things is it's said that if any man lacks wisdom, you'll find that in James 1:5-6. If you lack wisdom, ask God. Ask God, and he promises to give that to you when you ask. He promised to give it to you liberally when you ask, on the condition that you have to ask in faith, not wavering, not doubting that you're going to get it. Now, let me tell you that. The type of wisdom that the Most High gives. His wisdom is first peaceful. It's pure. It's right. It's wholesome. It's healthy. It doesn't disturb your peace whatsoever. And it can come to you. That wisdom can come to you in so many ways. It can come through a spoken word. It can come with an unction in your spirit. It can come with something you've seen, or something you heard, or something that you've been exposed to. Nature can speak to you. The ocean can speak to you in so many ways that gives you peace, and all of a sudden, boom, this idea comes, and you just need to know it. This is right. This is the course I should pursue. The other type of wisdom, there's a evil, demonic wisdom. Now, that type of wisdom, it can't produce results, but it's going to produce results from what it originates from. It's going to produce evil, hurtful results. That type of wisdom hurts people, and it will hurt you in the long run if you continue to keep partaking into it. What does that do? That destroys. That puts you at anxious in an anxious state. That disturbs your spirit. That disturbs your peace. Even though it may yield great results in the short term, but death is going to be released, and hurt and pain and torment is going to be released. Not only on people who are the target of this wisdom, but more importantly on you and your family, because you do reap what you sow. And so if something is that important, something that is that important, as wisdom is this important, we need to become students of wisdom. We need to learn how to constantly acquire wisdom in any and all areas of our lives. I already gave you the main one. You're to ask the Most High. If you lack wisdom, you're to ask in faith, and He promised to give that to you. It's a promise in His Word. Once again, in James 1, chapter 1, verses 5 to 6. What's another way we can? Expound upon this? You want to learn how to sit at the feet of wise men and women, particularly elders. Listen to them. They have experience that you have not yet, that you don't yet have. Maybe they crossed the very bridge that is seemingly insurmountable to you, or it's causing you so much trepidation and so much fear and so much anxiety. But they navigated these paths. They know exactly how to do it. Man, since I was a boy, I've always loved sitting at the feet and listen to grown folks, as they would say when I was a child, and elders, as they say that I'm at the age of, well, I am an elder. So much you can learn from someone who has been there before. When you talk to a counselor about any situation that's going on in your life, you prefer to have someone who has experience with this particular issue that you're going through. In other words, they have wisdom in this particular thing that you're going to. It would be unwise for you to consult me about how to raise your children, how to understand children and get the best of them. Why would that be unwise? I never had children. I don't know what that is. I can look at my niece and my nieces, my nephews, and I can look at my friends' children, but I never had children. I would be a very, very poor candidate to give you information about how to raise your children, because simply I haven't experienced that before. And although I could have some ideas of what I think and what I read and what I observed, I still don't have the experience of being a parent. So that is totally out my league. But if I want to, should I have children one day? Should that happen, you better believe I'm going to be asking someone who has been there before me. One of the main person I'm going to ask is my father. I see kids counsel. I'm going to ask friends and aunts of mine who've been there before, who understand that game and stuff, and understand exactly what it takes. Hello, Maria. Hello, Keisha. And see exactly what it takes, because I need experience. Now, if you ask me about marketing, if you ask me about chess, if you ask me about how to build a business, you ask whether it's a network marketing business, where it's a YouTube channel business, where it's a cleaning business, I can give you information about that. Why? Because I've done it. I mean, I've done it, and I'm currently doing it. I've made some mistakes. I made some failures. I learned from that. So I acquired wisdom about that. But still, that doesn't exonerate me from knowing knowing every single thing about it. Hey, I'm a constant project in motion every single day, just like many of you guys are. The other thing about, besides sitting at the feet of elders, and that is incalculable. So often in society these days, we push our elders to the side. We discount their wisdom. We insult them as saying, "You're just old." Yeah, they're old. Yeah, they're old. But up here and right here, they are worlds ahead of you. My father is only 21 years older than me. Just had a birthday, July 5th. Hey, happy birthday, Dad. But he still very much outranks me in the department of wisdom. When I was 18, I didn't think my dad knew anything. I remember telling him one time, Dad, I got this. I'm 18. I didn't realize how foolish I was. That's one, and that's another thing. You seem to discount that, but understand these men and women have been there before you. Very few problems they have seen in life, and through their failures, through their triumphs, that they can't give you some insight on. They might say, "Hey, stay away from this particular situation. Stay away from this type of lady, or this, don't get involved with that man far as with that business. I'm not feeling something. Be sure that you don't just go ahead and take people's words, or just blindly sign contracts, or blindly give your word, even though all your lights are saying go, 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 green, green, green. But there's something they see and something they discern, because they have been there before. You want to learn from these people. You want to read their books. If you have elders in your lives, you're blessed to have your parents in your lives, you need to really, really pull on that source. You need to value that. And it's so very, very vital. Many cultures, the elderly are celebrated. Cultures in Africa, Asia, to name a few. The elderly are celebrated there. They're not discarded. They're not wholesale placed in nursing homes on the majority of time. They are taken care of by the family. I noticed this in the nation of India, when the elders are right there helping the youth and imparting. And you better believe those youths are taking full advantage of that as well as they should. Another thing you can acquire wisdom by is through experience. My dad also taught me this. It's good to learn. It's good to learn from experience, but it's even better to learn from other people's experience. My grandfather would say, "Man, you don't have to run your head against the wall to understand that's not what you want to do. Learn from someone else who did it, and know that's not the course you need to take. Experience, learning what to do, what not to do. You ought to make a mental note in your head and get it in your heart. When something occurs that's to your benefit, store it. When something occurs to your disadvantage, store it. Learn how to maneuver through life. Learn who to get involved in. Learn who not to get involved with. Learn what business is good for you and what business is not for you. You may be one of those person that you seem to get fired or walked off jobs, even though you try to fit in, and you don't understand what's going on. You're crying, you're belly aching, you're having all those types of problems with people, and it's like strange stuff happened to you on a job, and eventually you're let go, no matter how qualified you are, no matter what education you have. Well, wisdom that I've learned, because that happened to me, wisdom, and it constantly kept happening. What wisdom tells me, you need to work for yourself. You need to have something that you own, that's something that you control, something that you can build. So you are a business owner. You are not designed to work for anyone else. Where there are other people, they are a perfect match for helping someone build a dream and helping someone accomplish their goals. And they bring a certain level of experience what that person needs, and they bring a level of tenacity what that person's needs. Nothing wrong with that. They go on to have successful career, retire, 25, 30, sometimes even 40 years, stay at the same company, rise up and things like that. Well, that's where their bent is. But you talk to them about, hey, you ever think about launching your own business? You ever about thinking about doing something else with your life? They're like, no, I'm good right here. They take care of me, and I feel like I have a purpose. And me, with my mind, my mind thinking, as the former one in my own business, know I'm designed for that, know I'm built for work for no one but myself. I said in the past, I seem to have a problem with that, because I'm like, why wouldn't someone want their own? But to them, that is their own. They've locked on to someone else, embrace their vision as their personal vision. No, if I hope I said that right. It is nothing wrong with that. It is nothing wrong with that. Wisdom for them, they have the wisdom to know how to maneuver through that company, know how to get things done, know how to achieve objectives that the CEO, that the boss, what the executive vice presidents want, and there are invaluable tools. Meanwhile, you get the other guy, like on my end, okay, we're like, okay, I can analyze that. It's good. I need, I went out there and attained a level of study, and I went out there and learned under someone. It's time for me to strike my own, because our thinking is, well, listen, if we're making this type of profit for them, and understand, if you don't make profit with someone that definitely exceeds what they're paying you, you're going to be gone. They're going to let you go for the most part. So you're like, you know what? I can keep all of this. I can go out there and build something. I can do things in a new and better way. I can make a difference. Let me throw my ring in. Let me throw my ring in on the mat and get out there and do something. And you get out there and work, and you have your failures, and then you eventually have your successes, but your failures can be greatly mitigated by talking to someone who's already done what you're trying to do. No, so that's what I mean by learning from other people, and also a way to help solidify wisdom. Another way is through observation. Observation, watching people's lives. Are they living in the outcome or that you want? Are they living the lifestyle that you want, or have they achieved what you're trying to go? It's nothing wrong it's nothing wrong with asking them, hey, I would like to take you out for a cup of coffee and just like to talk, or I'd like to take you, and just sit there and learn from you, because I'm lacking. I need some help in this particular area, and I see that you have a very successful marriage, or talk to someone a very successful business, or your body is healthy, you're fit and lean, you always seem to have a smile and a peaceful disposition. I need that. And so I'm willing to not only observe you and watch how you do it, but I'm willing to learn you. And you'll find that people who are on those levels, they love dispensing information. They love giving it out, because leaving that information, and it's almost like a part of their legacy. And they love people who they think is going to expand upon what they have learned, and build something greater. I know I certainly like when young people ask me something. With part with my channel right now, I do counseling, but when it comes to the youth, like the 15, the 24-year olds, I do it for free. Why? Because I remember being out there sometimes and knowing what to do. Sometimes you probably didn't know how to go to your parents. You didn't know how to go to an aunt with situation you was having, and you think people are going to prejudge you and stuff, but you really needed some help in some things. You needed help from an elder perspective. I give that away to the youth for free, because I remember how much I struggled trying to find my way, trying to make my mark in the world. My biggest target audience is young people between the age of 15 to 24. I don't know why it worked out like that, but I remember talking to a young lady who is actually a subscriber to my channel, and I said, "Hey, did you listen to the channel?" And she said, "Well, Mr. Fitzgerald, I haven't yet, but let me ask you something. Can you make something for the youth? Can you make something that show us how to go, and what we need to do, and how we need to be focused on our lives, and what we need to do to be better, and how to avoid the landmines?" Man, that really struck me. And I promised her I will do that. And I am going to make a message to the youth. The youth want to be understood. They want to be understood. They're just young people, they have their whole life in front of them. I came from an area, although it has some great benefits, and it has some credible attributes about it. It just has some good things. I remember about my home. There is one major mistake that the elders of that region made, and I was subject to this, as well as my brothers, and we're subject to this. We knew when we turned 18 years old, we had to leave the house. We had to leave the house. They would get you a Foot Locker. Those two little tin keys. The Foot Locker can be brown, cardboard Foot Locker. I can see it in my mind right now. Brown, blue, green, or black, or whatever color that. And you knew you was leaving. They had two places that they would suggest for you to go. Number one, they would say you are going to go to college, okay? And number two, they were saying you are going to go to the service. The service was another name they used, military. But you are going to leave here. Well, I didn't want to go to the military. I wanted to go to college, but I wished I would have had the opportunity if one of them would said to me, "Hey, Fitzgerald, stay here. Let's teach you a little bit about money. We have a family business. We have a farm. Let's teach you how to run this. Let's teach you about business. Let's give you opportunity to build something. Let's make it so you don't have to worry about your housing. You don't have to worry about your bills. Now you're going to be productive, but we don't want to turn you out there to the wolves." And that's exactly what happens to an 18-year-old when you set them out there in that brutal world, without no experience. Especially if they don't have a direction, especially if they don't have a vision of where they're going. And really, how do you expect them to have a direction or a vision where they're going at 18 years old if you haven't given it to them? And we see a lot of them end up on the street. They're homeless, or they end up sex trafficking and all this kind of stuff because they're vulnerable. No one has taught them. People have pushed them out the nest too soon. That is a curse. That is a curse. Now, my brother, he doesn't make that mistakes with his children. No, they're still living at home under his care, under his and his wife's care and stuff, where he can guide and they both turn out to be wonderful men right now, and they are productive. You see the difference, so some things, although it sounds good, it's not good. That's not wisdom. That's the other part. Or should I say, that's not godly wisdom. And if it's not godly wisdom, it only has one other thing. That's demonic wisdom. That hurts. That goes through takes you all kinds of ways, and you can lose precious time off of your life that normally you wouldn't have to, because you simply don't have the experience for dealing with some of these sharks in the world. And they will take advantage of you. That will happen. If you're going to do a business, be very careful about doing a business that you don't have any understanding of. Now, be very careful about doing a business that you can't do if people don't come, or you don't understand financial sheets, or you don't understand profit and loss statements, and you don't understand how they expand in new markets. Be very very careful about acquiring something like that, or sinking your precious hard-earned money into that you simply don't know what the heck you're doing. It just sounds good to you, but it has very very high risk. And you lose your capital. You lose your capital if you don't know how to properly navigate. If that's the line of thinking you want to go on, run it by an attorney, run it by someone you know, or ask if someone you knows someone who understands business, who can take a look at it, who understands projections. I mean, pay them, be polite to them, be courteous and respect for their time, and get their wisdom. They may tell you, yeah, this is great, provided you do this. You need this component for us right here, or you need to stay the heck away from this. This is not a good deal. Look at this fine print right here. You see that? Well, what does that mean? That means that they can take your whole business in inventory if you don't properly pay this balloon payment, which is scheduled to come up right here. Okay, and they can warn you of things like that, and they can shy you away from that. You don't need to get involved with this young lady. I don't care how good she looks. I don't care how nice she smells. I don't care how the twinkle in her eyes. I don't care how curvilicious her body is. You need to stay away from her, because the character is not right. Same thing, young lady. I don't care how expansive his chest is. I don't care how deep the bass in his voice is. I don't care, if he got wavy, curly, baby hair and all that kind of stuff. I don't care if he could talk an Eskimo into buying water. I don't care. The thing of the matter is, you got to know someone who understands character of people. And then you got to trust them enough that they're giving you the right information at the right time just for your benefit. Okay. And so it's very, very important. Acquire wisdom. Now, one of the places I recommend you start is with the book of Proverbs. It's one of my favorites, absolutely one of my favorites. A book of Proverbs, or you could say the book of wisdom. I believe it's broken down. It's like 31 chapters or 30 chapters. You can read a chapter a day for each and every month. It's packed with wisdom, as well as the book of Ecclesiastes. It's showing young men and young women how to go, how to discern, and everything. Now, you can have your particular faith and whatever you believe in. I'm not talking about necessarily my faith first, for example. I'm talking about the principles of wisdom that I have derived from an incredible source that has been proven to be true and true over and over and in my life. Ladies and gentlemen, get wisdom. Stop going through the world thinking you're winging it. And wisdom, check this out. Wisdom not always comes with age. You have plenty old fools. You have some young people who are wise in their decisions, who just seems to make right choices at the right time. Preferably, they're listening to a wise person, and they're wise enough to obey this person and go ahead and use what they apply, and they are making an incredible impact. I used to work for a gentleman, and he's a state farm agent. Lives up in New York, and this was a young man, very successful man. But he got his start by working, and whether it's pizza restaurants or whatever. But he stayed at home and saved his money. And when he moved out of home, he had enough for a down payment. He didn't go to an apartment. Now he owns two insurance agencies. Wisdom, not throwing your money away in rent, not making everything, not making rich with someone else. Knowing how to maneuver, knowing how to invest in all these. Everything you lack and everything you need, God has given a key to it. Somebody holds the key to the very thing you need. If they can't talk to you necessarily with their voice, read their books. Read their books. Some people are gifted in areas and stuff, and you follow their counsel and their instructions, you're going to get what they get, or you're going to definitely be on a path towards acquiring it. No, wisdom is the principal thing. It's the principal thing. Never, ever, ever wake up and without giving thanks to God and asking Him for wisdom to maneuver through your day. You guys, it's a blessing now just to come home. It's a blessing just to come home with all the stuff we see out there, and we see the results of evil, demonic wisdom. I mean, there's turmoil in the earth. Seemingly things that are happening all over the earth that just don't make sense. And many people looking like, now, why in the heck is that leader making that decision? What does it benefit there? What is going on? That is not the right decision for the people. But yet they make them anyway with their Yale degrees, their Stanford degrees, their Alabama degrees, their Harvard Law degrees, their Dartmouth degrees, the University of Texas, the University of Georgia degrees. They seem to be very, very bright people, but why they keep making these crazy decisions? Because the wisdom they're driven by is not of God. It's not. He's not supplying that. That's evil wisdom they're getting. And you can receive the fruit of that. Learn how to be an observer of people. Learn how to sit at the feet of elders, wise men and women. Don't be too shy to go to people and say you have a need, but make sure that they have experience and success. With a business or in the area, should I say, that you're seeking them for. Now, for those of you who have failed in things, failure is also a great teacher of wisdom. Failure is a great thing. I've had failures. I've had marital failure. I had business failure. I had health failure. But understand, because you have a failure doesn't make you a failure. I'll say again, because you have a failure doesn't make you a failure. Get up, dust yourself off, lick your wounds, and get back out there and try again with the wisdom that you have acquired. Be strong and be courageous about the thing. Have a mastermind team. If you're the smartest person in the room, you ain't needed. You ain't needed. You need to get people who are on higher levels than you are, because because they're on a higher level, they're going to pull you up to theirs. They're certainly not going to come down to yours. So that's who you need to seek. Those are the people you need to grow. You need to get out of this color thing. I can't take wisdom because this person is black, this person is white, this person is a woman, or this person is gay, or this person is bi, or whatever. If that person speaks in the level of wisdom that you need, that's right for you, who in the heck cares the source? This person speaks a different language. I can get a Google translator. Listen to what the heck they're saying. Especially if their life is showing that they have the fruits of what you're trying to acquire. Ladies and gentlemen, you have a finite time on this earth. This earth is not designed to try things out and start over, try things out, start over, try things out, start over. The Apostle Paul said, "This one thing I do." You have to find that one thing. God has a certain profession for you to prosper in. He has a certain place for that you're going to prosper. He has a certain person who you're going to prosper with. He has a certain occupation that you're going to prosper with, and he has a certain design for your life. And if you don't know that, man, you're going to wander. You're going to be like a vain vagabond. You're not going to have stability. Man, you can't lead a household. You can't lead a family. You can't lead a woman, a wife, without being stable, without knowing where the heck you're going. You are responsible for that family. You have to make wise the choices, and you need wisdom in order to make wise choices, not emotional ones. Your choices, people are dependent on what you're saying. Woman, you just can't do anything you want to do. As far as in a marriage, you just can't think you're going to circumvent your husband and just do what the heck you want to do with yourself. We wish you nothing but success, but you got to crave wisdom more than you crave the next air in your lungs. You have got to crave it. You have got to become a student of wisdom, a daily, constant student. You have to walk in humbleness, and you have to get out your mind that I've arrived. I got this. It's all together. I don't need anything else. No one else can teach me about this subject. I got it all. As a matter of fact, I teach other people, and then blah, 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 blah. Get ready. Get ready. You're going to crash and burn. Get ready. But if you can stay humble, and you can stay in a position of being able to receive wisdom and give it back out and constantly just soak it up and soak it up and soak it up, you're going to be a powerful vessel on this earth. Even right now, once again, you have finite time, and you don't second to waste, but waste by not understanding what to do when you need to do it, or how to do what you need to do, or understanding outcome, or discerning the actions and the motives of people. You don't have a second, because that can set you so far back. When I was younger, in my 20s, 5 years seemed like an eternity. Oh God, don't say 7. Now, at the age I am right now, my 50s, man, 5 years is nothing. It's nothing. And it goes by so fast, it's frightening. I want my life to count. I want to make everything in my life count. And so should you. I want to make wise decisions. Do you? I want to be fruitful in my choices, in my relationships, in my business endeavors, or working for someone else. I want to be productive. I want to be fruitful and powerful in my words that I speak. Don't you? You can make a difference. And if you're operating in wisdom, you're going to draw people to you. You're going to draw people to you. Get ready for that. You're gonna draw people to you, and they're gonna want to know, how are you doing? How are you getting these results? And if they're wise, they will sit down and listen to you. Or and they will respect what you say, and they respect for your time. And you show respect to a person who gives you wisdom by applying what they do. And as the more you operate in wisdom, it's like a dynamo. The more wisdom is dispensed to you. The more wisdom is constantly dispensed to you. It's like a ever-ending circle. It's constantly expanding. The more you draw on it, the more will be given to you. Hey guys, we appreciate you so much for tuning in. Please hit the like and share and subscribe button to this thing. We appreciate it. My email is up there for any of you who would like to personally email me, findwaystowin@gmail.com. Please leave your comments. We're trying to give a great product out here. We appreciate the subscribers. We appreciate the listeners. Everyone who hits the notification bell. For us when I come on, I appreciate that so much. I am truly doing what I love to do, and that's a great feeling. And talking to people, imparting to people, building people's lives up. And I've been like that all my life. I guess I was one of those people who had an old soul, even at a youthful age. But I just love seeing people's lives productive and expanding and getting better. That is the purpose of this channel, Find Ways to Win. And, that's all we want for you. We want you to rise. We want you to soar, not where someone else wants you to go, where you want to go. soar where you want to do, achieve what you want to achieve, because you will never ever be happy, trying to make other people's happy before yourself. That is a recipe for disaster. You must be happy first. You must have joy first. You can't give something that you don't have. And you're always fretting and worrying and trepidation about the next day, the next moment. You need wisdom. You need peace. You need to understand how to acquire it. God bless you all, man. I appreciate you guys so much. Until next time we meet, thank you for stopping by.